Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, I want to show you how to calculate your XP gains per hour, and also what are the XP goals per hour based on your level, and if you're solo, and if you're in a group, and all of that, and show you some of the ways that I do my testing here internally when I'm preparing for videos to talk about the different XP gains in some of these different dungeons, and then also share with you a way that you can do that on your end if you're interested in testing your runs as well. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so I've had this calculator on my end that I use for my testing when I'm doing my runs, and I've had some viewers reach out in comment sections and Discord and all of that, asking for a way that they would be able to do this as well, and if I could share this. So I am happy to share that with you. I went ahead and laid out a couple different things in sheets here. I've got the XP per hour. This is what I use when I'm doing my runs to keep track of if I'm being efficient or not, if my numbers are going up or not. And then I also have this XP goal chart here that is going to show some different things based on your level and what you should be aiming for when you're calculating these different numbers. So I'll provide links in this video to this tool if you want to pull it up on your end and be able to customize it and play around with it and all that. I will share with you an editable version, so don't feel bad about ruining it on my end or anything. I'm going to share a version that you'll be able to click file, make copy, and then have your own version on your account that you can play with and change however you want. And what I mean by that, if you're curious, is you click file and then you just go to make a copy, and then it will copy it over to your account, because the version that I share, you're not going to be able to edit until you copy it onto your account, and then you'll have your own version separate from what I shared. But yeah, it's super simple. So what I do when I'm running something like you see here in the background footage, I'm running Surat's Lair farming XP. And what you're going to be doing when you do that is you're going to check your XP. You're going to mouse over your bar or whatever and look at your current XP. So let's say you had just leveled up or whatever. Your XP is at 950k. And then what you would do is run whatever you're going to run, Surat's Lair or whatever dungeon you're farming. And then at the end of it, you look at your current XP and you plug that in. So just those two things, what the XP was that you started at, and then what the XP is that you ended at based off of the duration of your test. And then you're going to put in how long was the test, and put that in terms of minutes. So let's say it takes me 3 minutes. Obviously, I put in a 3 as the number right there. But if it takes 3.5 minutes, I would put a 3.5. If it takes just under 4 minutes, I would put a 3.9. Whatever you want to put in there. And then when you adjust that, it's going to adjust the numbers automatically for you. And then on the bottom left, it will spit out that XP per hour. And it will also show you the automatic calculation of the XP you got during that run and the runs per hour that you would do for that specific test. So what I'll do sometimes when I'm testing something is I will also calculate the downtime, because different things have different downtime. I thought about adding a different section for downtime, like having two different things, the clear time and the downtime, but then I felt like it would get a little bit convoluted and a little bit too wide. There'd be too many inputs. So I'm trying to lessen the amount of inputs to put in. So I just want to lump the whole run into one. So if you want to include your downtime, like go to town, come back, reset your dungeons, solo and do it again, or whatever, however you want to place that in. I will sometimes notice like, okay, the run took 2.5 minutes, but then I had about 30 seconds of downtime, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a 3, because that will be my true XP per hour. If you also want to add in some time to go to your stash or whatever, maybe you put in like 3.5, and then you're like, okay, I'm actually getting 31 million an hour when I calculate everything. But if it's just the run, if it's just the 2.5, look at that, I'm getting 44 million an hour. So yeah, I'll link that for you. Go ahead, play around with it if you want, but also if you don't want to, it's no problem. I will keep you up to date here on the channel in terms of what are the best XP methods out there. I'm spending hours every night crunching numbers and testing different stuff, so I will definitely do videos here and keep you in the loop of the different methods in game that would be good considerations to farm. But then I also put this together, and this is going to be like the XP per hour loose goals, okay? So like admittedly, Diablo 4 is a new game. I'm still testing stuff all the time. Season 1 is still new. I haven't even gotten to level 90 yet. So I'm definitely crunching numbers for hours a day, and this is subject to change. But I just kind of put together a loose goal of what you should be looking for based on the level that you are currently in game. If you're running stuff and testing different things, it's going to backscale off of the goal there at 99, because you can farm like higher level nightmare dungeons and stuff once you get to a higher level in game. And usually when people are trying to grind up XP, they're going for those nightmare dungeons over and over and over. Now, it's not going to be the optimal XP. It's going to be like the goal of what you would want to average over the course of a long sample size. And what I mean by that is right now I'm level 85 in game. And when I'm grinding in a group, it says about 24 million should be my goal. Now, I've got some times where I'm running in a super efficient group. I'm running with my friend Veiled Shot, who's also a creator, and we're really in sync. We're in voice chat and we're farming efficiently. I can hit numbers already at level 85 where I'm over 40 million XP per hour. But in terms of a sustained goal long term, it's going to scale back off of that, obviously, because sometimes you can't do like the perfect nightmare sigil you want to do, or you can't do the perfect dungeon, or you can't do the perfect nightmare dungeon that you wish you could do, and all of that. So it's going to scale back a little bit from like the optimal number. And also the numbers are going to be a little bit less for solo players because, and I'm gonna have to tweak the gap. I don't know if it's too much or too little and all that. I'm gonna have to do more solo testing and see what I can do in terms of XP per hour. But it's going to be a little bit less because some of the reset methods are going to be a little bit more difficult when you are solo, and you've got less resources to share. You've got less sigils, obviously. You also don't have the XP bonus of being in a group and all of that. And I actually hope that Blizzard and Diablo 4 will consider some different ways that solo players can get some advantages in game, because I think the perfect way to do it is like there's some advantages to grouping up, but the gap shouldn't be huge, and solo players should still feel like they can compete with groups. It shouldn't be mandatory. It's a tough line to walk though, because like in Diablo 3, they went in a direction where they made followers, and then you would sacrifice your follower when you joined a group. Well, they made the followers so good that it was way better to speed farm solo than it was in a group. You still wanted a group for like pushing content, but in terms of speed farming, it was just way better to do it by yourself solo, because you got access to your follower, and followers are insane in Diablo 3. But yeah, I hope solo players are going to get some stuff to really keep up and farm XP. Right now, the best XP you're going to get in game is probably farming with 2 or 3 people. There's some 4-person strats, but the problem is the mobs are going to scale up in difficulty. So you're usually most optimal farming in groups of 2 or 3, splitting in different directions and trying to clear some of the most optimal nightmare sigils. But yeah, some of you were asking if I could share this with you, and I will down below. There's going to be a link. Like I said, you just click the link and then you click file, make copy, and you will have this on your account. Go ahead and change it however you want. It'll be yours at that point, but I'll continue to keep testing and expanding and making the master version better to make sure we're always farming efficiently in game. But I also do want to make sure and give the caveat that enjoy the game, have fun. Like, I'm a content creator and I'm a numbers nerd, so I always want to be testing this stuff and charting it and seeing how I can push the limits of the game. But you don't have to do that as a player. Like, have fun. Don't stress out. Don't be plugging in numbers every run and stressing out over, oh my goodness, I'm not getting the XP I'm supposed to be getting. Like, the point of the game, sometimes we forget, is to have fun. So play the class you want to play. Do the runs you want to do, but if you are a numbers nerd like me and you want to see the data, I'm happy to provide that for you and give you access to test it yourself. So that's all for this one. It would mean a lot to earn your sub down below if you enjoy daily Diablo 4 content, and I will see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.